howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about the Trump effect and troubled farmers. Okay, on social media, particularly on TikTok and Insta, there's a whole bunch of videos going viral about farmers. Some seem over the top, and some seem contrary to headlines, especially if you don't really understand farming economics. As weird as this sounds, sometimes a record crop isn't actually a good thing. This is a message we received. Miss Belle, can you please explain if the TikTok farmers are telling the truth? Because all of the headlines say there is a record crop. I don't see how they're losing their farms. If it is true, explain how and explain how it's Trump's fault if it is. I just don't see how any of this adds up, and I don't want to share bad information. Cool. I'm all about helping to stem disinformation. So, the first thing is that a record crop isn't always necessarily good. Let's say hypothetically you're a soybean or corn farmer. You have a record crop, and so does every other soybean or corn farmer. Lots of supply, same demand. You make less per bushel. Now, let's say you used to sell large quantities of your crop to a giant supermarket, but now that supermarket doesn't want to buy your product. That's what a lot of farmers are dealing with. But the supermarket is called China or USAID or so on. Trump's trade war limited international markets, reducing demand, and there are signs of a record crop. That means way more supply and less demand. They have to sell their crops for less. Now, the other side of the trade war is inputs, the things it takes to make the soybeans or corn. Because of the Trump tariffs, those have gone up in price. So the end result is that it costs more to make something they have to sell for less. This isn't just me saying this. The National Corn Growers Association warned about, quote, the economic crisis hitting rural America, as commodity prices drop at a time when input costs remain at near record highs. The American Soybean Association was even more pointed. Quote, prices continue to drop, and at the same time, our farmers are paying significantly more for inputs and equipment. U.S. soybean farmers cannot survive a prolonged trade dispute with our largest customer. This is all with just the straight economics of Trump's trade war. We're not even touching on the labor issues and depressed sales that will occur at the supermarkets because of his other policies. So, what happens from here? The most likely outcome without changes? A bunch of farmers will go out of business, and their farms will be bought by the billionaires Trump actually represents. With these policies, farmers going under and being gobbled up by the ultra-wealthy was kind of the only outcome. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.